Well, it's a lovely day in South Wales today. Forecast was for rain all day, but the sun seems to be out, so let's hope that that's going to be what stays in for the day. So I'm out on the Giant today. First time out with the new tyres. So the tyres we put on the bike, I say we, I'm not royalty. The tyres I put on the bike are Vittoria Terreno Dry. Having read a few reviews, they seem to be the best option. And I really never thought I'd be one of those. Who goes out changing tyres when the old ones aren't worn out. Because throughout my racing days, I was always a believer in ride what you've got. I can't say I could tell the difference from one tyre to another. Although I was riding tubulars, so they were all much of a muchness. And while I said it's a nice day, there is a strong wind. And riding into wind isn't my strength. In the same way riding uphill isn't my strength. But it's part of cycling, so onward and upward. As when I got the Giant, the idea was an alternative bike to the Trek. I got the Giant because I thought a flat bar bike would be a good alternative. Nimble handling, good for going down cycle paths, gravel tracks, that sort of thing. So the first time I went out in the rain on the Giant, it seemed very, very unstable. It was slippery, especially on cycle paths where you get bits of concrete. And it inspired no confidence whatsoever. So I ended up riding on roads, mostly in the dry. And even on days where I'd planned to ride the Giant, and I got up in the morning and it was raining, I went out on the Trek. So I decided, as we get close to winter, that I should change the tyres. Because it's going to be wet all through winter. So I thought I'd put some gravel tyres on. I don't know if putting gravel tyres on a road bike makes it a gravel bike. I suspect not. But it'll certainly work for what I want to do. Some people like to push things to the limit. Morning. People use their road bikes on gravel. Other people use their gravel bikes on hardcore mountain bike trails. Well, I'm the opposite. You know how some people tell you they need a 4x4 because there's half a mile of poorly surfaced lane on their way to work. Well, they need a 4x4 so they can bump up the curb at Tesco's when they can't be bothered to park properly. I fear that's the category I fit into when it comes to bikes, because I ride mostly on the road, but I do like riding on these paths, and some of them are quite badly maintained. And at this time of year you've got all the autumn debris on the path. And of course when some idiot parks his car blocking the path. But now we are going to go and ride some actual gravel. So I've put 33mm tyres onto the bike because Giant reckons that 35 is the limit. On the Fastroad, I've got to be honest, these 33s measure up at 35, and I think I could quite easily have gone wider. And of course the next big issue, to tube or not to tube. And that really is a divisive issue. The tube believers tell you don't ever go tubeless at all. Tubeless is the tyre of Satan. But the tubeless lobby tell you, of course you should go tubeless all the time. And not only that, you're a bit mad if you don't. So what did I do? I sat on the fence. I got the TNT version of the tyre. Which stands for tube, no tube. Which to my mind means you have the option. So I put the tyres on with the tubes in, just to make it easier to fit them. But my plan is to get a set of tubeless valves and some sealant and change them over to tubeless. So I'm only 10 miles into the route, well, 9.5 really, but the tyres seem to be performing as well as I'd expected. The roads have been wet all the way and I felt very secure. I've been over some dirty paths and across the gravel, and it's handled that no problem. And another big advantage is they're a lot more comfortable than the tyres that came with the bike. I'm running them at 55 pounds, which is the recommended for a fat bastard like me. So overall, I'm quite happy with the tyres, and I would recommend them. Unless I end up in a ditch before I get home.